Lamine Yamal is only 17 years old, and he is the youngest player in EAFC 25. The minimum age to be licensed in the game is 17 years old. For this reason, he wasn't present in EAFC 24. But if there's a minimum age, does that mean there's a maximum age? Of course not. Yamal is going to play as a forward on our team. And for every goal he scores, another striker who is 1 year older will come in. And the video only ends when we reach the oldest striker in the game. But there's a catch. I can't use a regular goal player up front. Except for Yamal, who is our first striker, every player who joins the team will always be some kind of special card. And I guarantee that the oldest players will surprise you. There are players I thought had already retired, but they're still active with cards rated over 85 overall. But let's start from the beginning. First, we need to score a goal with Yamal. Remember, all the matches are online in Ultimate Team. The Spaniard started off by taking a shot from outside the box, which the goalkeeper saved. On his second chance, he beat the defense with his speed and shot into the corner to score the first goal. With that, he'll come off to make way for the young Endrick. He's only 18 years old, and with this card in evolution mode, he can reach an overall rating of 88. At that point, it's tough to stop the kid. After he pulled off some fancy footwork, the defense managed to step in at just the right moment. To make things worse, the other team managed to tie the game. But in the second half, young Endrick wasn't having it. And with his right foot, he put our team back in the lead. Now, another promising player is coming onto the field. Vitor Roque is 19 years old. And with this card in evolution mode, he reaches an overall rating of 87. The little tiger broke into the box, and with his left foot, the ball hit the post. He dribbled all over the defense, but ended up losing the ball. But then he received a good pass. And like a true center forward, he shot into the corner to score his goal. The next player is 20 years old. The Spaniard Samu earned a Team of the Week card. Right in his first play, Porto's top scorer left the defense lost and finished with the inside of his foot to score his goal. The match ended with a 4-1 victory. And now a 21-year-old striker is coming into the team. The Slovenian Sesko earned this card in the Champions League version, but the game has barely started and we're already losing 1-0. Like a true center forward, Sesko turned on the defense and shot across goal to tie the game. Little by little, our attack is getting older. The Frenchman Ekik is 22 years old. And this electrifying version card gave his stats a real boost. But it wasn't enough for him to get past the defense easily. The Frenchman was having trouble breaking through this blockade until finally the dribble worked. The goalkeeper saved his shot. On the rebound, he headed it in to turn the game around. With that, we reached 23 years old, the same age as the Brazilian João Pedro. He earned this Team of the Week card when Brighton came from behind to beat Manchester City. The Brazilian scored a goal and provided an assist. But just like the other striker, João Pedro also ran into difficulties. His card still isn't smooth in the game, and if he can't score up front, it leaves an opening for the other team to equalize. The kid from Zarem isn't managing to score his goal, so Neymar picked up the rebound to put our team ahead again. But our attack only ages if our striker scores. While João Pedro doesn't get his, the other guys tied it up once again. And to make things even worse, they managed to turn the game around. Our striker better do something. João Pedro had to shoot twice to finally score his goal. Now the game is tied, and our new striker is 24 years old. It's the Italian Kim. With this Conference League card, he came on at the very end of the game, but still had time to score the winning goal in the final minutes, securing an epic 5-4 victory. At 25 years old, it's the Dutchman Malen's turn. With this Centurions card, he became really good in the game. The Dutchman started by dribbling past the defense, but the other center back was alert and covered well. When he got the ball free in the box, the goalkeeper moved at just the right moment to save his shot. But now our striker has learned from his mistakes. This time the defender was left behind. The goalkeeper moved again, but the Dutchman shot to the other corner to score his goal. With that, we reached 26 years old, the same age as the Swede Giochiris. He earned this Team of the Week card when he scored a hat-trick against Manchester City right in the Champions League. The Swede is tough. He left the defense lost in the box and finished with his left foot to score his goal. The opponent disconnected as soon as he conceded the goal. So let's move on to the next match with the Argentine Lautaro Martinez up front. The inner striker started by trying his luck from outside the box, but finding the back of the net wasn't easy for the Argentine. The dribbles weren't working, the passes weren't getting through. And when he did manage to find space to shoot, the goalkeeper wouldn't let the ball in. With that, the first half ended with a score of 0-0. For Lautaro to score his goal, you need to hit the like button on this video, so stop messing around and leave a like. The second half starts with Lautaro playing more freely up front. He missed the target with that shot, but then the Argentine left the defense lost and fired into the top corner to open the scoring. That way our attack gets even older. We've now reached 28 years old. We're the same age as the Spaniard Adama Traoré. With this World Tour card, he becomes really good in the game. The Spaniard didn't give the opponents a chance. He immediately weaved through the defense and blasted the ball into the corner to score another one. The guy is way too strong. He can barely fit into his uniform. And now he's already coming off to make way for the Scotsman Gau. He's 29 years old, and it's the first time we're using a total rush card in this video. But unlike Traoré, the Scotsman had trouble getting past the defense. He's left-footed, but his left leg wasn't on point and he couldn't score any goals in this match. So let's move on to the next game, which starts with him missing a good chance. The Scotsman is even trying to score from a free kick. That left-footed shot hit the side netting, but after so many attempts, eventually the ball goes in. Finally, our 29-year-old striker scored his goal. With that, we reach 30, the same age as the Argentine Joaquin Correa. He's one of the few 30-year-old strikers with a special card that I managed to find on the market. Honestly, I didn't know this guy. His regular card is a silver version with a 74 overall rating. He has no relation to Angel Correa. He's not a good striker in the game, so it wasn't easy for him to score his goal. But when he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he didn't miss. After that goal, the opponent even disconnected. If our previous striker wasn't very well known, I can't say the same about the striker we have now. We've reached 31 years old, the same age as Harry Kane, who with this red Bundesliga card promises to score a very quick goal. He found himself one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but his left foot isn't a strong one. The Englishman adjusted himself completely to shoot with his right, but he better score soon because meanwhile, our goalkeeper is saving everything back there. So Kane took responsibility, carried the ball forward, weaved through the defense, entered the box, and unleashed a rocket to open the scoring. Our team keeps getting older. We've reached 32 years old, the same age as the Senegalese player Mané. He earned this Team of the Week card when he scored 2 goals in a 3-0 victory for Al Nassr. The Senegalese player immediately left the defense lost, but his shot went straight at the goalkeeper. Our striker better stay alert because their team has tied the game. Mané charged forward and was only stopped by a foul. The fans are eagerly awaiting the free kick, but the Senegalese's shot hit the post. The second half begins and Mané is still searching for his goal. The Senegalese doesn't hang his head and keeps pressing the defense until at one point he was brought down near the box. The referee judged that he was the last man and sent off the defender. With one more player on the field, it becomes easier for Mané to score his goal. After dribbling past the defense, the African took it around the goalkeeper to score a beautiful goal. Now it's the turn of a 33-year-old striker the same age as the Frenchman Lacazette. The Frenchman earned this Team of the Week card when he scored a hat trick against Nice in France. And he better score a goal soon because they drew once again. The Frenchman got the message, and after weaving through the defense, he took it past the goalkeeper to put our team ahead once more. Now a player is coming on that you probably don't know. Nick Wells is 34 years old and was the only special striker of that age I could find in the game, at least up until the recording of this video. But the coolest thing about all this is his country. You probably don't know, but that flag there is from Bermuda. Go ahead and Google the Bermuda Triangle. If you don't know, this region became famous for the disappearance of several ships and planes. It's a bizarre thing. This triangle is located between Puerto Rico, Miami, and the Bermuda Islands. And it's from Bermuda that our striker comes. A very small island with only 60,000 inhabitants. Our Bermudian warrior started by going straight at the defense but was dispossessed. He received the ball inside the box and the goalkeeper made a great save. Since he came on at the very end, there wasn't enough time for him to do much. Let's see if in the next game he manages to score his goal. Since his overall rating is low, our striker is struggling against the defense. Then if he doesn't score up front, our team starts off losing 1-0. Our Bermudian striker better do something. The second half begins and he's still having a hard time. To make things even worse, their team increased the lead. Now things are looking bad for our warrior. He tries the 1-2, but the defense moves the ball around easily. Our striker can't get a single play right. He'd better call on the magic of the Bermuda Triangle. With a beautiful pass from Cole Palmer, the Bermudian was left one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Will he score? It's in! Finally, our legend gets his goal. Now it's the turn of a 35-year-old striker, the same age as Thomas Muller with the Centurions card. But the German has less than 10 minutes to try to tie this game. The match is really intense. It's rough out there, tackles flying everywhere. Our team needs to hustle. There's not much time left. Here comes Thomas Muller, our 35-year-old striker. The defense doesn't know whether to go for the tackle or not. The goalkeeper parried it, the rebound fell to Neymar, and it's in. In the last play, our team ties the game. A heroic draw at the end, and the match finishes with a score of 2-2. Since Muller didn't score any goals, he'll stay in our attack. The next match starts with him missing a great chance. The German doesn't have enough agility to get past the defense. He tried a shot from outside the box, which the goalkeeper saved, and there wasn't time to do anything else in the first half. The German came back from halftime hungry for a goal. He went for a 1-2 and struck with his left foot to open the scoring. We've reached 36 years old, the same age as Lewandowski. The Pole earned this Team of the Week card after scoring a hat trick against Alaves in La Liga. Lewandowski is a natural number 9. He immediately dribbled past the defense and fired a cross shot to score his goal. The Pole didn't stay on the field for long and is already coming off to make way for one of the greatest of all time. Messi is already 37 years old. He earned this Team of the Week card after scoring 2 goals in an MLS match. But since he came on at the very end of the game, he'll only play in the next match, which coincidentally will be in Argentina right at La Bombonera. With Messi, there's not much to discuss. Right in his very first play, the Argentine already scored his goal. Our 37-year-old striker spent 5 minutes on the field, and for the first time, a female forward is going to join our team. Marta is 38 years old and earned this card in the Total Rush version. Now, EA could have picked a better photo for her, right? The Queen of Football showed off some skill, but there's no way to solve everything on her own. The other team didn't let it slide, and the Korean Sun tied the game. Marta still hasn't managed to find her rhythm. And to make things worse, Sun turned the game around for their team. Marta better do something. The Brazilian received the ball inside the box, dribbled past the defense, and slipped it past the goalkeeper to tie the game. Now, the greatest player in the history of women's football is gonna come off, and in comes one of the greatest in the history of men's football. CR7 earned this Team of the Week card after scoring 2 goals in Portugal's rout against Poland. But it's no use having Cristiano Ronaldo on the team if our defense keeps messing up at the back. The Korean Sunboard scored another goal and their team is ahead again. The big machine didn't like that one bit. The game is in its final minutes. It's now or never. The Portuguese player broke into the box and struck with his right foot, sending the ball into the back of the net. The 39-year-old striker ties the game in the very last play. We didn't get the win, but we did reach the 40-year mark. If you've watched the video this far, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to leave a like. Now, a familiar face in Brazil is about to enter the game. The Argentine Hernan Barcos is 40 years old and still hasn't retired. Here in Brazil, he played for Palmeiras, Grêmio, and Cruzeiro. If you do a quick search, you'll see that he's played for a ton of teams in several different countries. It's no wonder he earned this Nomad card given to players who have played in various countries. But hold on, what's up with this face that EA made? It looks nothing like him. And what kind of crazy baldness is that? I had no idea Barcos looked like that. Nicknamed El Pirata, our 40-year-old striker just couldn't manage to shoot a goal. That's because every shot he took was being blocked. There was only one way to get Barcos to score. After being called Zé Ramalho, Barcos got upset and made a run towards the attack. The 40-year-old striker broke into the box and slipped it past the goalkeeper to open the scoring. Our team is getting older and older. A 41-year-old striker is about to take the field. The Paraguayan Oscar Cardozo received this Base-Del squad card with an overall rating of 85. The veteran went at the defense with some step-overs, but his left-footed shot went straight at the goalkeeper. After that, the Paraguayan broke into the box and almost scored a beautiful goal with a chip shot. We're going through a tense moment. That's because our defender was sent off out of nowhere. Their striker tripped over our defender, and because of that, he was sent off. Oscar Cardozo isn't fazed by this and keeps pressing forward. The second half starts, and the Paraguayan fired a left-footed shot into the top corner to score his goal. What a stunning goal. Just look at where that ball went. Unfortunately, there isn't any 42-year-old player in the game to take his place, but that doesn't mean the video is over. Our next striker is 43 years old and he's still playing. The Paraguayan Roque Santa Cruz plays on the same team as Oscar Cardozo, and he's a legend in video games. That's because he's been present in every generation. I've even played with him myself in the old Winning 11 on PlayStation 1, but let's get back to the current generation. And here the Paraguayan showed why he's a legend in football. He pulled off a deadly chip to score a beautiful goal. Now, no one else is going to make it in because Roque Santa Cruz is simply the oldest active striker in the game.